Just before the world closed down with COVID-19, 60 women from across industry came together to unpack the issues. Women living in Ireland, the UK, New Zealand and Australia joined our conversation. They voiced the unspoken, shared the real issues and mapped ideas for change.
So I spent some time yesterday evening going through the results that came through in the survey. It was really interesting. I saw the ones I was expecting to see, the kind of structural issues around maternity leave and around support structures for people coming back to work and career paths, the sort of stuff that I've often seen in diversity inclusion stuff. And that got me, a little bit irate actually, and angry again that these things are still persisting when we know these have been issues for so long. But actually, one of the things that surprised me was the amount of focus on how it needs to be important for other supports, like for husbands if we're in a family, for the people who are left behind when someone goes on maternity leave. These kind of issues came up, and I thought, I've never thought about those ones before. There's system stuff that needs to be fixed for supporting women in work in those scenarios. But I think the kinds of responses that actually that kind of really emotionally touched me actually was some people were mentioning the idea that there was hostility in the workplace towards women and a feeling of these negative feelings, and people were describing how they felt that they weren't being listened to and that leadership were unwilling to really hear what was going on and really address some of the issues. I sometimes think about this idea as well of theatre of some things, and people put on the show of doing stuff, but really, are people listening to the real issues and addressing the real issues at the heart of these things?
I let my soul die in not having the courage to speak up when I saw things that were not acceptable. What I need from you is to speak truthfully today. The second session, where we move into the solutions, is really positive, effective action. It's empowering, but we have to get clear on what's not working, because that's the only way you can move forward.
The women identified in the first session that the top 5 issues for them included resistance to adapting traditional work structures, lack of confidence to set our boundaries, too much stress trying to juggle home and work, lack of recognition for work-life balance, legislation and funding support, and finally, lack of inter-female support.
Programme from primary level right up through secondary, university and into the working world on well-being and self-care.
Accessing resources that promote flexi structures, so that's all the technology that allows us to work from home, change our working hours, things like we dial in before we get into the car in the morning so that not everybody is stuck in traffic at the same time.
The best practices internally, but also let's share then what we've done across the board externally.
Top 5 solutions the women identified had included create part-time leadership roles as role models, create code of boundaries across the company, pilot alternative work structures, create a comprehensive educational wellbeing programme, and finally, create a platform for employee feedback. Do share this video with your teams and keep up to date on other campaigns by visiting www.thedialoguecode.com. We believe together we can bring change.